Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and click on all so you can be up to date with my channel. The Book of Esther chapter 7 verses 1 to 10 and the Book of Esther chapter 8 verses 1 to 17. 17:1. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen. 2. The king said again to Esther on the second day of the banquet of wine, "What is your petition, Queen Esther? It shall be granted you. What is your request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed." 3. Then Esther the queen answered, "If I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. 4. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for male and female slaves, I would have held my peace, although the adversary could not have compensated for the king's loss." 5. Then King Ahasuerus said to Esther the queen, "Who is he, and where is he who dared presume in his heart to do so?" 6. Esther said, "An adversary and an enemy, even this wicked Haman." Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. 7. The king arose in his wrath from the banquet of wine and went into the palace garden. Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king. 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman had fallen on the couch where Esther was. Then the king said, "Will he even assault the queen in front of me in the house?" As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. 9. Then Harbona, one of the eunuchs who were with the king, said, "Behold, the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman has made for Mordecai, who spoke good for the king, is standing at Haman's house." The king said, "Hang him on it." 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's wrath was pacified. The Book of Esther chapter 8 verses 1 to 17. 1. On that day, King Ahasuerus gave the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, to Esther the queen. Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was to her. 2. The king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it to Mordecai. Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman. 3. Esther spoke yet again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and begged him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite, and his plan that he had planned against the Jews. 4. Then the king held out to Esther the golden scepter. So Esther arose and stood before the king. 5. She said, "If it pleases the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing seems right to the king, and I am pleasing in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews who are in all the king's provinces." 6. For how can I endure to see the evil that would come to my people? How can I endure to see the destruction of my relatives? 7. Then King Ahasuerus said to Esther the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, "See, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and they have hanged him on the gallows, because he laid his hand on the Jews." 8. Write also to the Jews as it pleases you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring. For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may not be reversed by any man. 9. Then the king's scribes were called at that time, in the 3rd month, which is the month Sivan, on the 23rd day of the month. And it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded to the Jews, and to the local governors, and the governors and princes of the provinces, which are from India to Ethiopia, 127 provinces, to every province according to its writing, and to every people in their language, and to the Jews in their writing and in their language. 10. He wrote in the name of King Ahasuerus, and sealed it with the king's ring, and sent letters by courier on horseback, riding on royal horses that were bred from swift steeds. 11. In those letters, the king granted the Jews who were in every city to gather themselves together, and to defend their lives, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, their little ones and women, and to plunder their possessions. 12 on one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus, on the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar. 13 a copy of the letter, that the decree should be given out in every province, was published to all the peoples, that the Jews should be ready for that day to avenge themselves on their enemies. 14. So the couriers who rode on royal horses went out, hastened and pressed on by the king's commandment. The decree was given out in the citadel of Susa. 15 Mordecai went out of the presence of the king in royal clothing of blue and white, and with a great crown of gold, and with a robe of fine linen and purple. And the city of Susa shouted and was glad. 16. The Jews had light, gladness, joy, and honor. 17. In every province and in every city, wherever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had gladness, joy, a feast, and a holiday. Many from among the peoples of the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews had fallen on them. Thank you so much for joining me watching and learning about the book of Esther chapter 7 verses 1 to 10, and Hon, the book of Esther chapter 8 verses 1 to 17. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more great up and coming pet facts, Bible study, music, and bedtime stories. Good night and sweet dreams until next time.